Well, hello, and welcome for the first time at an episode in English in People con dos grandes razones, which I plan to name in English People with Pizzazz. I know it's not a straight translation, but it makes fucking sense. I like it. So, welcome. Just as I said to you as we started the second season, I was going to do episodes in English. I was going to bring people from all over sectors and areas and ages and whatnot. So here we are. Yes, I'll introduce her in a minute. In the meantime, focus here. Yes. Follow me. Don't forget in Spotify or in YouTube and subscribe. And click on the little belly thing in order to remind you when every episode comes out on Thursdays. Or follow me through Instagram and People con dos grandes razones, not People with Pizzazz, but I will do some changes. Hopefully you'll be able to find it that way. And let's start. So today, I wanted to start with something completely different. And this is my daughter, by the way, Maya Worthington.
Seeing double.
Yeah, seeing double. Yeah, it's all right if you think you're seeing double. Yeah, right. So anyway, the point was, what I wanted to do is again bring different perspectives and then different areas that somehow I will make a connection to what it's people. But some people, when they leave home to study, they leave to study what it's expected of them. A lot of parents, they want them to follow their career, same footsteps as mom, as dad, and they don't stop to think, sometimes they might not want that, and you just push them into it because of the way you brought them up or the environment around you. Others leave to study something that makes people pause before they respond to your question of, so what are you studying? Loving something and actually wanting to pursue it demands a lot of courage, I think. Leaving home, just for starters, I did it, and I did it when there was no fucking WhatsApp. I only had a fax, and that was expensive. But still, even with WhatsApp or not, is leaving home, I think it's what gives you the experience to grow. University will teach you here, there, or anywhere, whatever you pursue. But leaving home it's quite a step forward. Figuring things out on your own. That's when you realize, I wish my mom was here and tell me this, to tell me that. Or if only daddy was here, oh, my maid. Because yes, in Latin America, a lot of people tend to have home help. So we miss them. Dealing with flatmates or roommates that are a pain in the rear. And, meeting people who you're like, oh God, I hope I never have to bump into people like this. Or you meet the love of your life. Or you meet your best friends. And learning where university actually helps. And that's a big question I have later on for her today, which is, is university actually helpful, fulfilling it, or it just adds to the pressure at your age and the things that you're going through? So today isn't about proving anything. It's about what that experience really feels like. And that's why I'm going to dig into her brain as a mom. When you're building a life far from home, one decision at a time, and studying something that makes people go, oh, kind of a thing. And you'll see why in a minute. So, my daughter, Maya, we will start now.
Hello.
Okay, so now that you don't feel, or I hope you're not going to start feeling awkward just going, between what I was blabbing about and you. So here we go. We're going to start. Can you please state your name? No. Just so it makes sense to them. What did you decide to study?
I decided to study mathematics.
So everybody cringes. Yes. Of STEM, I think it's I think that's why it's at the end.
STEM?
Yeah, because it's like that. Weirdest. But what can you tell, or más bien, when you tell people what you study, what's the reaction that you usually get?
I mean, when you did, one, it's more of like either amazement of like, oh, wow, I didn't know you're studying this, or like, oh my god, you must be crazy smart, or more of like, oh, why on earth would you want to study this, as in it seeming hard or a hard subject to like craft into. But I don't know. I feel it really differs, as you say, with STEM, because when people say, oh, I'm studying pre-med to be like a doctor, it's different than the reaction you get of me studying mathematics.
Right.
Because the doctor is like, oh, cool. Like,
Yeah. So difficult, right?
Yeah.
You
like,
understand.
Oh my god, you want to like save lives. Studying maths. Numbers?
Like, well, at least you know what maths is about. Kudos.
I can tell you if someone, like, in a plane, someone's dying, they're like, we need a doctor. Imagine I have a PhD in mathematics. I can tell you, -1.
Let's hope it's like maybe just maybe the significant variance,
approximately
an approximation of nearly -1 would have been if nobody's here to save them, kind of thing.
I mean, as a doctor of mathematics, I could do that.
Yeah, you could do that. I suppose another thing that people ask you, like, so when you finish, what are you gonna do? And what's your response there? Not that you probably know yet.
Well, I'm still easy into. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably I want to go into data science or data analytics. I don't know, if I could just study maths entirely, I would. I love it so much.
And when was it that you found that, oh, I have so much interest in it that I would like to go into further education on it? Because as you said, most people look into degrees as the typical ones, even the new ones, like computer science or or any sciences or the technology or whatever it may be, and the typical ones, lawyers and medical administradores and economistas and all that shit, right? And if you're into numbers, you should be into
accountant,
exactly, or finance, or
but I don't like money
actuaries.
But that's not what interests me, like the money aspect of mathematics, because I feel like that is quite simple. Not simple, but like, I mean, with money, no offense. But what I like is more like calculus and differential equations, Fourier transforms, all that idea of graphing equations in such a different manner is just different. Like, I've always growing up, luckily, I've had good mathematics teachers all the way from high school, throughout my whole high school career. I don't know.
Yeah. High school time.
My high school time, yeah, I've had great mathematics teachers, which really allows you to love the subject. Because if you don't have a good teacher and you don't really like the subject, it really like taints it forever.
Absolutely. You might not know this, but when I was it was in high school. It was, I think, college, junior high school.
Mm-hmm.
I loved math, and I was actually good at it. I actually took the higher level courses, and I really loved it. And then I got a teacher that just knocked the love out of me,
right,
for mathematics. And after that, yes, I did go into I wasn't doing the highest level,
but they force you to do the math, so you got to do it.
I was doing up there, but I was just doing it because I had to do it, and I needed to pass, and I needed the good grade, but I wasn't enjoying it at all. On the other hand, and when I have a minor in literature, so people are like, well, that's kind of useless. Well, yeah, maybe, but because I loved it. So, and it was a teacher that made me love it, because she encouraged me. And even though in my analysis I will be, this is a tip for those who are watching and are young yet, is put a lot of effort the first 3 months you're in school with that teacher. And after that, my man, after that, you can be saying complete fucking bullshit, and they'll be like, oh, well said. Yeah. That's a very interesting point. Believe me, my father, when he went into med school, his first class was anatomy. And he went into the class, and none of his friends were there. And the teacher was an ass. So it was a thing, it was a he. He walked in, no, it was a she. She walked in, and he's like, for tomorrow, I want everybody to learn everything that has to do with the spinal cord. And she left. So he spent all day and all night, learning about it. But before he left that day, he asked for a change in times, because in Mexico, you can go in the morning or you can go in the evening. So he wanted to change to where his friends were. So he asked for the change. Anyway, the next day, he arrived early, and he found out that he got the change, so he didn't have to go back to that class. So he went to class, sat with his friends, and he's like, hey, so how's the teacher? He's like, oh, well, we haven't had a class. This is the first one. I'm like, oh, okay. So this old guy comes in. He's like, excuse me, does anybody know anything about the spinal cord? And he made a fucking 20-minute speech about everything there was to know about spinal cord. After that, my father would make up names of cells and organs. And the teacher would be like, oh, well done, Rebolledo. Well done, well done. So you see, just focus it on the first 3 months, man. And after that, it's a piece of cake.
Easy breezy.
It's a piece of cake. So, going back to the subject. Sorry about that.
Yeah, teachers.
Teachers are, and not because I live with one, but teachers do make a difference.
I think they're building blocks to really, truly loving a subject. Luckily for me, I had great teachers throughout my whole high school experience. That's why I loved every subject. That's why it was really hard to pick. But mathematics always stood out to me. I don't know, I liked the challenge. I liked just, like, when you're doing maths, for anybody, when you get the answer, and then you check it, and it is the answer, and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm so smart. Yeah. Like, that feeling is, like, amazing. You don't get that with, like, no offense, literature.
No, you don't.
Because there's no right answer in literature.
Nope, it's interpretation.
It's very subjective, right? Mathematics, like,
black and white.
Kinda.
It is, kind of. No,
kind of. Well, not necessarily. Like, with proofs, there's many different ways to prove, like, something. A theorem.
But you do go at the end with a
Would
right
you say
or
then
wrong.
this is yes? But there's different ways to it. It's the same with literature. There's different ways to interpret a sentence.
True, but at the end there
To
is
an
a black.
extent,
Yeah,
yes.
black is binary. Yes, no. You got it right. You got it
I
wrong.
would disagree, but okay.
Okay, well, that'll be another podcast. So knowing that you have all these reactions with people, have you thought about when they ask you, kind of saying, well, I study maths, but, and try to sugarcoat it, bring it, tone it down so they don't get like kind of cringe or you just don't give a shit?
I mean, I really shouldn't, because
no, you
it's
shouldn't.
My life. It's what I'm studying. I'm not affecting you by studying it.
Right, yeah.
Okay, you study psychology. Okay, you're not studying maths. I don't affect you. Might be scary to you, but psychology to me is like crazy too, because it's not what I'm interested in to study.
Yeah.
I think all courses are
challenging in
their own ways.
Yeah.
I think people see mathematics as difficult because you grew up with it, and if you're not good, you're like, oh my god, that's impossible. In my case, I grew up with it. I was good at it. I am good at it, and I love the challenge. So I don't really sugarcoat it, I suppose. I'm like, yeah, I study mathematics, but I'm studying Earth and Environment, and I have a minor in Human Geography. So I guess that sugarcoats it. I'm like, yes, mathematics, but also this. But my main focus is mathematics.
Right. I just find it funny when I talk to you in the evenings. You've mentioned sometimes like, I have to get up early tomorrow, but at least it's maths. It's something that a lot of parents would love to hear, but they don't. And I think it has to do also, but that's a completely different podcast and story. Is I don't think our educational systems and the way we bring up our kids is done in such a way that it encourages to be interested in it, because most adults find it hard. They start with that as a baseline, so it's like, it's hard, so you have to do it, but it's hard.
Yeah.
And also it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, but it's another story altogether.
I think it also starts with the fact that most people, when they're going to university, well, I hope that they're going to study something that they like, something that they are interested in, like me, mathematics. But some people in the end just going, as you said in the beginning, with something that they've been pushed into, or like, it's business. Right now, business and economics is something really big that people study.
It's broad.
Yeah, it's broad, but so many people study it.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Even as a minor.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yes, it's important, but I feel like you may enjoy it as well. I'm not saying you might not. And if you're studying that, great for you. But some people, I guess, are pushed into it because of like the world today. And it's all about entrepreneurship and business, right?
Right.
As opposed if you're studying like mathematics, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do in the future. But it's something I enjoy, and I'm really enjoying my courses.
But when I was about to I got married to a teacher, and he has been in a school that does the IB. And the IB, it is a very demanding um, diploma course, 2 year amount of information.
Yeah.
And I remember just at the beginning when I was just recently married, he said, "Oh, I'm going to go to the talk with parents about the subjects that their kids are going to take, for the IB next year." And I was like, "Can I go?" Like, why? I'm like, because if I could give an advice to kids, it would not be take the courses or take the subjects that will be like you will use in your degree. For example, medicine, so study biology and chemistry. No. If I can give an advice is study the ones you like, study the ones you're good at, and focus on that.
I feel like yes, but in some cases, some requirements are needed from the universities, and you have to study that subject. Like if you're going to pre-med, you need biology.
But that's because you, again.
Well, that's if you know you're studying.
Exactly. Okay. Because when you pick them, you are 16.
Even before that, IGCSE is crazy, and you're supposed to know the entirety. That's why Dad would tell us to try to study all 3 sciences, because he says science is the future, him being a physics teacher. So fair enough. But like he tried to get us to study all chemistry, physics, and biology. My brother and I both studied, I studied bio, physics, and computer science, or IT. I don't know which one it was called in IGCSE.
Oh, okay.
So it's those 3 that I studied. And then my brother did chemistry, physics, and computer science. Like, I feel like computer science should be added to the sciences.
I think
especially nowadays.
I think it is now.
Yeah, but when he was saying it was to study biochem and physics. One. To keep your options open. Because I feel,
No, go ahead, finish.
Okay, because I feel like it gives your options open, and you still have to take languages for IGCSE. You have to take mathematics, and then you take your extra course, which is the one you're also interested in.
Yeah.
I wanted to take French, but they took it off my time slot, so I had to take computer science, which in the end, great, because I do love it.
But you see, for university
or art,
I would, again, unless you are so determined that that's what you want, I would say study what you like.
Yeah.
Hey, but I want to philosophy, history, and the history of art. Well, if you really like
history,
go ahead for whatever the fuck it's the potato.
That's a major in my university.
Okay, and if you want to do it, I would say go for it.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, nowadays, unless, and I'm talking for as a HR person, unless you want an accountant that has to be obviously certified in order to sign all the papers of the company. Besides that, my first job was in a company, and that's one thing I totally admire of that company, is they would hire people who, and I swear to God, they ended up in different area functions of the company, but they had studied landscaping, dentistry, biologists.
Need it in HR?
Yes, no, but not in HR. They were in different areas. They were in sales. They were in purchases. Okay. They were hired in this company, and this company is a Fortune 500. And this is a big company, and they didn't care what you studied. They looked into your potential, into your interest, and your skills.
Yeah.
And based on that, which is when they interviewed, based on that, they'll be like, "You will kick ass," and that's what they told me. You're gonna kick ass in HR, and I'm like, paying payroll, because that was my concept of HR. And they're like, no, pendeja. Like, let me tell you what we do. No, we do this and this and that. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, voila, I made a career out of it, and I love my job. I absolutely love what I do. And they did that, and I used to have people in sales and purchases that were, as I said, dentists and the landscape designers, and you'll be like, what? Doesn't matter. No. You did it because you loved it.
Yeah.
But you proved that you can finish something, that you can focus, that you have discipline, that you can actually learn and do something with it. And if more companies focused on that, I think it will be very, very different. Last question before we move on. Do you think loving something so demanding, because that's how people see it, and it is quite challenging, has it shaped how you see yourself?
I mean, not really. I feel like loving maths. So what? Anybody can love anything. For me, it just encouraged me to like pursue studying mathematics.
Yeah.
Like knowing that I'm studying something I love going to those classes, as you said.
Yeah.
Like I love having, even if it's early class, and I know 9 a.m. ain't that early, but to me it's early. But 9 a.m. having math class is like the best thing. I wish it was later, but like even it's just maths because I love it. I love going to class. I love learning, and I guess it shaped me more into being more of a like, you know.
Uh-huh. Outgoing?
No. Just pushing me
Okay.
to like my limits, or not my limits, but like pushing to my best self
Ability
of what I can do in maths.
Challenges you.
Yeah,
There we
maths
go.
challenges you. Any subject that you like in a higher degree of like level challenges you,
Absolutely.
and encourages you to just keep learning.
Yes.
You know?
Never stop being hungry for knowledge. He dicho.
I just wanted to say something. Before, what my dad says, he always said, university is just another level of education. Doesn't matter what you study, it's just saying you did university.
Yeah.
You did high school, you did university. Cool.
Yeah.
I feel like only if you're doing like medicine, law, you know, like those specific ones, yes, you need to study those things.
Yes.
But other than that, I feel like you should do what you love.
And some people are extremely successful without even finishing high school.
Yeah.
So, like they say in
What was the
Spanish,
saying?
el que es perico, donde quieres verde. So, if it's meant, if you're good at it, you will be good. Doesn't matter where the fuck you are.
It just shows your skills, your commitment, and
your focus. Yeah. Okay, so you might have seen that little change of scene, but youth is leaving me slightly in our knees hurt, so we decided to
couldn't feel my feet.
Yes, so we decided to change a little bit location here. So, well, not location, just the seating arrangements.
We elevated ourselves.
Yes, that's exactly what we did.
Therefore, our thoughts.
So, back into the game. Let's talk about leaving home. What was the hardest thing about living alone that you didn't expect?
Well, leaving home was an aberration. It's leaving something completely usual that you're used to, accustomed to, and then going somewhere where, in a foreign place, no one you know, a country you don't speak. Yeah, my course is in English, so that's all right. But it was like a complete shift. The hardest part was just getting used to everything. Like the first night when you're literally have no one. It's just scary being in a place where you don't know anyone and you're starting fresh. While it is a new opportunity for you to like start fresh, it's still scary and daunting because at least for us, we had like an intro week where you got put into like a family of first years as well, and then you had like 3 second or third years that guided you throughout that week, and we did like fun things like sports day. We had a like formal dinner. Like it was fun, and you got to meet those people. And those people in my family, they're like my best friends now from uni. So having that opportunity that first week, because you came with me to leave me in university, and you left the day before like intro week started. Yeah. No, because you dropped me off that morning, and then you left to the airport. Yeah. So I came home, like I went to my unit, we call them where we live. Yeah. And then headed to dining hall with all the first years, and we were divided into our families. But it was just scary because the only person I knew was my unit mate, who's also a first year.
And she wasn't in your family?
No.
Exactly.
But we were sitting next to each other being like, okay. I was the lost family. I was like, I'm not in the school. They forgotten me.
As usual because of the W?
No. Yeah, no, it wasn't the W. It was random. But we were the lost family 24. But that enabled me to have a friend group, enabled me to get to meet people. Yeah. And I'm still like friends with all of them. Right. But like my best friends are from
that group.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have it any way. another scary part is that individuality you have now, because you have to do everything. You gotta cook for yourself, because we don't have a canteen as some universities have, but we have a kitchen in our unit, so you have to cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You have to go shopping for your groceries, and I guess it's being
an adult.
an adult. But no, like taking control of your life.
Independent.
Like, yeah, there's no one telling you, oh, go get groceries now, eat now. Like, it's a busy time. You're trying to adjust to a whole new lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just getting, like, honing on to that independence and, like, using it to your advantage, because also being independent is also quite cool. You get to do anything you want at any time. You're, like, the dictator of your own life, right? So it's just...
What I found interesting was when Jack, my older son, when he left in COVID.
Yeah.
So we were unable to take him there. And it was trying to, coordinate help, support from a distance. Thank God for WhatsApp, but it's extremely hard. And my heart was broken just listening to him when he got there, and things were not as he expected when he arrived.
It was horrible.
And it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. And I remember after, like do this and do that and do that, get this and apply to that, whatever it was, that night. And just before he went to bed, he just started crying and saying, I want to go home. I just wanted to die. I wanted to get on a plane and go get him and bring him back. But I'm like, no,
It'll get better.
At night, in Spanish, they say que de noche todos los gatos son pardos, so everything looks blurry and black and bleak at night, right? But, the sun will come out tomorrow and things will be different. And, I played the Latino mother trick with the university, and I got things running and smoothly the next day. But I saw him mature in 48 hours. But I hadn't seen him mature in 18 years.
Yeah.
And same thing happened to you, and I saw that too. I went away as well. For me, they asked me this question, what the hardest thing for me was when I got sick.
No, I was just going to mention that.
Oh, go for it.
Being sick is the worst.
It is. It's horrible.
No, especially because I got sick that first week too.
Yes, horribly sick.
Yeah. And I couldn't get medicines because I was really, really sick. I only had the medicines we brought from Mexico. So it was just, you, like, when you're sick and you're home, your parents take care of you. Like, they give you food. Like, I didn't have energy to cook. Like, I just needed to be in bed because I was horribly sick.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
That's when you feel alone.
Yes.
That's when you feel, and you miss everything around you. You're like, damn, as they say, ni perro que te ladre. Like, nobody there to even just say, ay, pobrecita.
Like,
later, as you make friends.
Yeah, because my unit mates, my friends were, like, so helpful.
Later.
When I would get sick again or coming back.
Well, you had a bad incident at the
hospital.
Coming
back from the hospital, like, they were wonderful.
Yeah.
But, like, that first time, like, oh no, it was horrible because you're like, you feel alone. All you want to be is home, and so it's like it really brings down the emotions.
Yes, it becomes really depressing. It does. Yeah. So now that you've had that time of introspection and being with you and seeing you, introspection. Wow, word. What did you learn about yourself that while no one was watching? What did you learn?
I think I learned that I'm more independent than I think, or like I'm more capable than what I think I am.
I think what you wanted to say is like your parents taught you well. That's what you wanted to say.
More capable than no, yes, like my parents did teach me well. They brought me well. They brought me up well. They did a great job.
Thank you.
Because I see some people in uni, and I'm like,
I talk to myself.
What happened? But no, I feel like yes, you did. Me criaron bien.
Yeah.
But also, it's a sense of like you taking it into account, and I'm more capable than I thought I was of everything that I'm doing.
Yeah. Yes.
Of managing my own time, hard sometimes. Like procrastination.
Yep.
Ooh, takes it to a whole other level when you're alone.
Yep.
I could do it later.
Later.
Later. No, it's horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I learned, more able to do stuff. I'm more social than I thought. Like, I got to meet so many people. I have so many friends. I'm not saying that, oh my god, look at me, I have so many friends. But genuinely, everybody in that place is like wonderful. I'm so grateful to be there and to have met all these people because if I hadn't gone there, I wouldn't have met these people. I wouldn't have met my best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like more social, more confident in myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that maybe not at the start, but throughout like uni,
Yeah,
it really builds up on like the people around you. You surround yourself with people you want to be like, or so if there are people you want to be like, they uplift you. And being with them really uplifted me, and I feel like I'm more confident than I was when I left.
You have a very diverse, as you had when you were in Mexico
schools, of
in
course,
international school. But you've talked about your friends, and I've met most of them. But they're an interesting combination. They're like you. They're multicultural background. So you have a friend from Thai Swiss, Argentinian Greek. You had Mia is
Russian, Czech, American. Julia Spanish,
and then
Dutch
is Dutch. So and so on and so
and
forth.
all my other friends.
But I think also you've had that opportunity, as I said even before in Mexico, of that diversity and inclusion and respect and openness. And as you said, when you like them, they uplift you, but you find things that you were not exposed to before, or things you didn't
for sure
heard of. So I think that's the enriching part of, and it doesn't have to be to another country. It can be just, it's leaving home. It's not the university, and it's not the location of the university. It's getting the fuck out of your parents' payroll. It's moving out and seeing the world as a young adult and challenging you. As I tell you and Jack, the worst thing that can happen is that you have to come back home. Not that bad.
Being with people that are international is really cool because I grew up with it, obviously, here in Mexico in international school. So you get used to people being from different backgrounds, different cultures, their different beliefs, different holidays that they have.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. But it brings up, I feel like, respect within one another, because if you grow up with that, you're used to it, of course. And so going to another country in an also international school as well, it's that same thing. So I felt like kind of going back to high school, because it was kind of the same thing, and our classes are small. So it did feel like just being in high school again, just away from home.
Right.
So again, that like different switch, I suppose.
You've talked about, you mentioned, when trying to find yourself, how to organize, and could be a little difficult. So when things get overwhelming, and how do you keep yourself in the cool? Cool.
I feel talking it out with friends sometimes, because you can feel that you're both experiencing the same thing of overwhelmness. Going for nature walks, just walk it out with a friend, talk. It's really nice because you get to go outside, breathe in fresh air, and you're not contained into a little place. I think get out, like where you are. If you're in a room and you're feeling overwhelmed, leave that situation, leave that room.
Yes.
You need to like walk.
Yes.
Get away, breathe some air. So I go with a friend, we go on a walk, we talk it out, we go to the park, and it's really nice to just get away, frame stuff with words of what you're feeling, and like by talking with someone, they can give you advice, you can give them advice, you can say nothing. But if you're there with other people, you know that it's a mutual thing that you're going through.
Yeah.
You don't even have to give advice.
And sometimes you go through things that other people don't go through. Like, something happens at home and, they can communicate. But again, it's having that support system. And also finding, as you say, ways to deal with it. You said, get out of the house, get out of the room. And that's one advice I try to give, which is when you're feeling down, not overwhelmed. Overwhelmed has to do with work and has to do with your surrounding itself. But when you're feeling down, homesick, and so the worst thing you can do, and everybody does it, is you put sad music, because pobrecito yo. You put sad music, you cry, you take out the spoon, you try to cut your vein with it, and you're feeling miserable. The best thing you can do is completely the opposite. Is go out, is talk to others, and see that, you're not alone. There's other things, and it's really hard because you really have to go like andale pendejo, like move out, no?
No,
Like,
yeah,
do it.
sometimes it's just easier to just stay in your room.
And feel sorry for yourself.
Not that. Well, maybe you are doing it without thinking it.
But that's the thing.
But it's more so sometimes you just don't have the energy to go out to be with friends or anything, which sucks because they're supposed to help. Like, well, they're not supposed to, but just being with them helps.
It does. Yeah.
So it's like, come on, you got this.
And sometimes it's not going out. It's just phoning them and say, come over.
Yeah.
So you don't do the effort, but come over.
No, yeah.
And, I'll do the drinks. But it's you need that distraction. You need.
Yeah, that's what I tend to do.
Worst scenario, everybody's gone for the weekend. You're alone and feeling. Fucking put a series, put a movie, but not a depressing movie. Put, something funny, a comedy, you have to make. Your brain is your worst enemy. It's a fucking bitch. It can really, really put you down. But it's your best ally. And when people are like, I know, but what if this, what if that? I'm like, well, why don't you put the same fucking effort to think of, well, what if this? And what if that? Instead of what if this, what if that? It takes the same fucking effort. But as a survival, and okay, here comes the psychology. As a survival instinct, most human beings, when they see a situation, they look for the worst scenario because it's a survival thing. So it's normal. That doesn't mean it's the way to do it. Is you have the capability of saying, la chingada, no. Come on, get up, fill it up.
You don't even have to talk about what's going on when you're feeling overwhelmed. It's just being like, when I came back from winter break last year, I felt so homesick, like so bad. For the first few weeks, it was horrible. So I tried to distract myself. So I was always with friends.
Yeah.
Like going grocery shopping, someone would come with me. Like not because they knew I was homesick or anything. It was just, you're going groceries, I'll go too. So I was just always with friends, and that helps distract.
Absolutely.
And even though when you go back to your room and you're alone and it all comes back down, you're like, but I have people here.
Yes.
Like, I have a home here now.
You're in a situation now that you leave home to go home, and sometimes you leave home to come home.
Yeah, like I leave my home, I leave my friends to come home to my other friends.
And home.
Yeah. And it's weird.
It is weird.
Because when I'm here, I do miss my friends. I miss my life there. Like, it's weird. But when I'm there, I also miss my family here. I miss my friends here.
Yep. Yeah. And guess what? If life is like that, it's gonna be great. Because traveling, moving around, and seeing other worlds, it's the way to go.
I want to travel.
Yeah.
I want to go see the world.
Yes. Study to be a journalist.
See, I wanted to do a class in creative writing. They say the international journalism was not a good class.
Oh.
I know. I wanted to have a minor in journalism, which I could still.
Yes. It doesn't have to be majors and minors. It could be masters, could be diplomados, could be whatever. It's the world is your oyster.
The world is why, Mamma Mia, the world is why I want to make some memories. Something like that.
Something like that. Me too. That's what I like. That's what I've been doing with you guys, creating memories.
Yeah, but you did when I was young, so I don't remember much, which sucks.
Okay,
like,
this is it. We're
Venezuela,
cutting.
They took us to Colombia. They took us to... I remember nothing.
Okay.
France,
thank you. We'll go to the next
England.
one. Okay, bye. We did kind of mention it before, but let's go a little bit deeper into it. Would you say that university is more about knowledge acquirement, or is it about learning how to survive? Pressure.
Okay, just survive.
Survive. Yeah, pressure.
I think it's a mix of both. Yes, you're fostering knowledge in something, hopefully, that you love, right? You're experiencing more into a subject that you really care about, like for me, mathematics, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's also about, as we talked before, independence, about honing on to, like, zoning into that independence that you have when you're with your parents, but as soon as you leave home, it like amplifies, right? And it's learning about the world with your own eyes, not through the lens of your parents,
right?
It's a mix of both. You're kind of you're not starting a new life, but you kind of are. You don't know anybody. even if it's in the same country you're in, you're still in a place where you don't know anybody.
Yeah.
You don't know the world that works there. So you're experiencing life again. I feel like it's adulting like day one.
It's like 101, adulting 101
Go to
in
university.
a kind of safe
I'm
environment.
not saying university is for everyone.
No,
It isn't. It doesn't have to be.
actually, it shouldn't be.
No.
Yeah.
But for me, at least, I wanted to learn more about mathematics. I wanted to explore that aspect. But then I didn't know that going to another country, meeting new people, really changed me. It made me like a different person. I think I'm still the same, but I feel like it made me grow,
of course,
into like someone who's more confident, as we mentioned. But it also like teaches you about life. I have a job now, a part-time job. Crazy. Crazy. But it's just weird to manage that with school, with also my friends, with also the sports I do. Like managing your time, managing your life. Like this is just like a step into what your life will be, right? Because you want to do all these things, you want to explore, and university is the time to explore. The 20s, I feel like, by the time you explore, or the time when you explore, travel the world, right? Me being in Europe, it's easier to go to all the other countries in Europe. I want to go see the world. I want to go explore. I feel like university isn't just about knowledge acquisition, right? I think it's more about learning about yourself. I'm learning about my interests, but I'm also learning about my abilities in a job. I'm part of a committee. I like for the bar committee, so kind of running a legal business with 6 other students. Like it's really cool. I really like my life. Just say.
On that note,
just say. So I think it's kind of both. Wouldn't you say?
If someone asks you if it's worth going to university, what would you actually say?
I think if it's something that you like, if knowledge is something, like education is something you want to pursue, keep pursuing, then yes, you should. Or even if like culinary school, it's a different type of university, right? But you're learning to become a chef. Even that, I feel like it's more like skill, like acquisition, right? You're like learning different skills in many different aspects, in social gatherings, social life, because of all the students you're interacting with, in new ambiance, if you will, with other people. I think it is worth it, in my like personal opinion.
Yeah.
Because I do love, like, I like to expand my knowledge, but it also expands my whole like outlook on life.
Right.
Like you went to university. Would you say it's worth it?
I see it in the same light. I see it as that the knowledge, and that's what we talked about at the beginning.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be, if you acquire the knowledge of literature, geography.
No, it doesn't matter.
It's being in an environment in which it fosters the
love for
the
learning.
love, the thirst, the hunger for it, and never stop. It doesn't stop when you finish studying.
No.
It shouldn't stop when you finish studying, especially nowadays when there's so much technology and so much discoveries and so much advancements.
There's
in
so much
all
new
fields.
knowledge. Yeah.
In all fields. It's not just technology. It's because of technology in all fields. So if you just limit yourself to whatever you learn, like if I limited myself to whatever I learned in university, yeah, like all completely of last century shit, you know? Yeah. And but then again, my husband, physics teacher, the physics is the physics. Physics doesn't,
physics doesn't change.
Law, although it does get revised and it can expand. But if you have the opportunity, because you have a willingness to pursue that, by all means. But not because you are forced to.
No.
And also, if you're not academically inclined,
you don't have
I think it's just fucking torture.
Yeah, no.
It's just not cool. You can move to another place, wherever, and you can start with the odd job, and start creating some objectives and some plans and what you want to do. Maybe you want to develop an app, or you want to start a business, or you want to, whatever it may be. Is, again, for me, what is absolutely fucking worth is leaving home. Do come back, please. But it's just beyond the academic environment.
Yeah.
Growth is not only there. Growth is moving along and getting out.
And it might not be linear. Growth is exponential, or like whatever this is, a sine wave, if you will.
Yeah.
You have challenges, and that helps you grow. So it doesn't, like, if you're not academically inclined, as you say, university might not be for you, but it's leaving where you are, or just moving and exploring. The experiences you have are what make you, what make, I guess, your life have meaning.
Absolutely. I recommend it.
I recommend it. I like it. As I told you, my life, I like it.
That happened.
Yeah, but not the university part.
I sent her there.
You can pay for it.
Well, now that you're there, you have had, well, actually, it's not the opportunity, but actually the privilege of being able to live somewhere. Because where you live, living conditions are fucking expensive and difficult to find.
Yes.
So in your unit, as you said it's called, you live with 5 other people, if I recall correctly.
But they differ within the university. You can live with up to, right now with the housing crisis, if you will, you can live with up to 13 people.
A la madre. Okay, qué bonito, una comuna.
Yeah.
Okay, so what have you learned? Because so far you've lived in that same condition this 2 years.
Yeah, I've lived with 5 people.
Exactly. So what have you learned about living with people who are different to you? Different in terms of when they wake up and how they cook, what they cook, if they clean, if they don't clean, boys, girls, etc.
In my first year, I lived with 1 guy and 4 girls. So pretty neat unit, because we were all pretty clean, especially him. So our unit was really clean, and we kept a cleaning schedule. Like, we all took 1 job, and that was it for like the year, because that's how we preferred it. Like, some units do like every week it changes. So like 1 week you're on surfaces, next week you're mopping.
And is that something that was told everybody should do, or as a group you decided, we should organize ourselves?
Well, since I lived with 3 second years and a 3rd year, and then 1 first year, they knew the drill, kind of a thing.
So they had done it before.
I think it's known. It's told to you. Like, we told, like, now I live with 4 second years and then 1 first year. So we told the first year that we usually do a cleaning schedule, or this is how it's gonna be. What do you think, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's kind of, I guess it's been like that.
It's been passed along. It's a tradition.
Yeah, the messag's been passed along. Because no one's gonna clean the unit besides you.
Yeah.
Because it's only you guys. There's no maid.
Yeah.
So we had jobs. So there's vacuuming, mopping, surfaces, trash, and dishes. And I was on dishes, which means like you wash your own dishes. Like, any mess you make in the kitchen, you wash. But then once they're in the drying rack, I put them away once they're dry. So the drying rack is always free for you to put more dishes. I had that the first year, and I wanted it the second year. So that's my job right now. And I feel like establishing those pretty early on, because it was like the first week.
Yeah.
We had a unit dinner. Like, first year they cooked something, and then we all ate together, talked. Second year, the mom of the first year bought us Indian food, takeout. It was great. We talked about what we were planning on doing, and like kind of our expectations of the year.
Rules and kind of expectations but rules of the unit.
Of the house, yeah. So mainly it's the cleaning that you have to establish. Yeah. Other than that, I feel like everything's pretty the same. In the fridge, you each have a shelf, and that's your shelf for food. You also have a pantry, and you have a shelf, and that's your pantry for food. So it really is first come, first serve. So if you're first there, you claim your shelf, and that's yours. So if you're late, you end up with the bottom shelf or the smallest one in the fridge. I mean, that's how it is. Yep. That's how life's kind of unfair.
Yep.
But I feel like when we established it in the beginning, because people arrived here and there, we established who had what shelf as people came. And then in that unit dinner, we established who's doing what and what jobs. And once that is done, it's just getting to know each other. And as you live with each other, like my first year, I got to know them. They become like friends, right? And even if we didn't hang out outside of our unit specifically, like they were still friends. They were still like as people are having breakfast, lunch, and you're just there kind of like co-living with each other. You talk about stuff. Like it's just fun. It's like always having someone to talk to.
Yeah.
And like you come down, someone could be in the kitchen, you have a conversation. We'd have unit dinners sometimes, which is when we all cook together, we all talk. Like it's really fun.
Have you had a bad, toxic one?
No.
We don't say names here. Okay, so no. Yeah, well, my son did, and he had a pothead. That's when he discovered that is niño fresa because he had never smelled marijuana. And he found out that when he smells it, he gets stomach aches and headaches. So that's a good thing. So I know he's not going to go into the marijuana thingy. But also, one of his roommates, who was really, really nice, ended up being his worst nightmare. Yeah, and it ended up horribly. And even those situations also teach you things because you never know.
Boundaries as well.
And you just never know who you're gonna get. You know, like in kindergarten, you get what you get, and you don't get upset.
Yeah, it really is luck.
It's just pure fucking luck.
You only find out who you live with when you get there.
Yep.
Like you can sign up as of your second year, you can sign up with a friend or two. So I signed up with my friend, and we ended up with 3 guys, all second years as well. Like I knew 2 of them, and they're really, really nice. And then I met the other one, and he's really, really nice. And I love my unit now as well, because like I live with my friend. The other 3 are my friends as well. And the first year is really, really sweet. Yeah. Like it is like a mix. But I hear other people who live with people that are like kind of unfortunate, and you rather like not see them at all. Like they rather like
avoid them.
Yeah, at any cost. Like if they're in the kitchen, they're not gonna go to the kitchen to cook.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like unfortunate, and it's just for a year though. That's why you gotta keep reminding yourself.
Yeah.
It's only gonna be a year with this person, or even a semester if they're exchange students.
Right. There's everything, the good and the bad, everything is temporary.
Yep.
So enjoy it if it's fun, if it's good, and don't dread on it or drown on it if it's bad. Do whatever you need in order to make it comfortable.
Yeah.
But it's not forever. And I'm not just talking about roommates, it's about anything, right? But yes, when I was in university, I didn't have it was floor mates, but there were 20 of them, and all sorts, boys, girls of all sizes and figures and shapes. And the kitchen was really big. It had 4 stoves, people were huge.
No, we only had 1
mesa, and it had 2 sinks. So it was, for 20 people.
Fair.
The bathroom, that was fun. That was fun because it was not a single bathroom. It had like one shower, but it had stalls for the toilet. So it's great once you get used to it, but the first time you walk in and you look down the stall and you see 2 legs facing the toilet, you're like, okay, that's a boy. I don't know if I want to sit on the stall beside it and, say, hey, hi, how's it going? That comes upon where you end up doing that because you just need the bathroom and you just don't give a shit. And things get very relaxed as the semester goes on in terms of, oh my God, oh, it's a boy, oh, it's a... They don't, it relaxes really. But again, it shows you boundaries. It teaches you boundaries and what's acceptable. Now, we had some sort of rules like that as well, of who had to clean them, had to be switched around, who cleaned the whole kitchen and take out the garbage because you had to take it to the recycling bins. And so there were certain tasks you had to do. But again, there were 20, so it was less times that I did, than
mine's
not.
All year round.
Yeah, but here it was every day. You had to do clean. So once a month, more or less, you end up doing it. So it wasn't that bad, but it was a big job. But it does. It shows you that, what to you is not normal. It's very normal to others.
Or what people eat is really cool. How people can cook, or some that cannot.
Yes.
Or people learn to cook throughout their time there.
Yep.
or what they eat as like breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It's really interesting because we all come from different backgrounds.
Yes. And then when you tell them how you eat things, people look at you weird. But then you look at them the same way.
Yeah.
But then you try and you're like, fuck, this is delicious. I had some friends who were from Vietnam, and they were cooking. I remember walking into the kitchen and they were boiling like pork skin. No matters, pincholo. Like I was like, oh, I'm gonna die. I'll be back.
Yeah, or like,
and I left.
Yeah.
But then when I came back, because I thought they were done, they were eating it. And they offered me, and I was like, oh, so full. No, you have to try it. And oh my God, it was delicious. Delicious. It smells like shit, but it was delicious.
Yeah. Like I live with a vegan, I live with a vegetarian.
I'm so sorry.
And with two gym bros. No, genuinely. Right? And then the first year is learning how to cook because she used to live in a boarding school. So they didn't have to cook, right? So it's her learning that as well. But it's all that, like, I don't have to modify my diet for the vegan or the vegetarian.
Yeah.
Like, I eat my stuff, they eat their stuff. But when we do unit dinner, of course we accommodate.
Yes.
Like when we had, once we ordered pizza, we ordered for him vegan pizza, vegetarian pizzas. Everyone had their own pizza. It was really fun. And we each talked about like a fact about each other. It was really fun to just, because I didn't know them really that well. I only knew my friend well. So it's like getting to know more people. Like it's another form of making friends.
Absolutely.
Because yes, again, don't hang out with them outside, some of them, right? But like, I know they're there.
Yeah.
And I can always talk to them.
Yep. And you never know. Sometimes those guys end up being the ones that like when you ended up in the hospital, some of them that were not were your unit, but you didn't really, they ended up being there,
Yeah.
So you just never know. You just never know. So there you go. I think what it teaches you, or summarizing this, as in coexisting, is you have to be respectful, accepting, but always set boundaries, rules, or however you want to call them.
Like keep people accountable as well. Because sometimes when they don't clean, you gotta be like, hey,
nicely
clean. Or like they leave dishes on the table for sometimes. You just gotta remind them, like, don't be like a mean person about it. Like, but like you do gotta keep some sort of order in a house, because it's everyone's home at the end of the day. You like, they might want to live in this mess, but you don't want to. So you just gotta be like, hey, could you please take out the trash? It's kind of overflowing or something, like, can you team surfaces? Can you clean the surfaces?
Yep. Team surfaces.
It's a team. It's a duo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have
surfaces.
Team surfaces. Someone that mops, someone that vacuums, trash boy, and me who does dishes.
Okay. So there you go. Some ideas for your coexistence in wherever the hell fuck you are. Okay, so we need to start wrapping things up. Although I love talking to you, and we can talk here until the cows come home. But if you could go back to the Maya who was about to leave, or when you were about to leave home, what would you tell her to trust, or what would you tell her that you've learned so far to help her out in those, good old few days?
Okay. Ruminating upon your question, I think I would tell her to trust her gut. Like, trust that things are gonna work out. At the end of the day, you're going to university. It's not, yes, it is a big life change. It's not the end of the world.
Nope.
Gotta tell her that. The things will work out. You're going to university. I feel like one important aspect of university is that you're gonna go meet your people. Like, specifically if you study in a university that's like central in a certain subject, you meet people like Jack. He met his people because he studied a specific thing in quite a niche school, right? Mine is quite broader. Like, none of my friends study mathematics. Like, my best friends, none of them study mathematics. But like, we work, right? I tell her, just breathe, take it easy, bring much Mexican medications because Dutch medication sucks.
Yeah, only paracetamol.
And healthcare sucks as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel just
that?
Yeah, trust your gut. At the end of the day, things will work out. If they don't, it creates a story, right?
It does.
And that's the way to go, right? I'm saving up stories to tell my kids.
I save stories that I shouldn't tell you guys, but yes, do that.
I think you should tell us your stories.
Yeah, one day.
No, but you should tell me your story.
One day.
It's like, imagine me telling my story of like, yes,
Your
a month
grandmother.
a month in, not you, a month in university. I collapsed.
On the stairs.
In hospital.
Kaboom. Okay.
And they gave me paracetamol. Like, you know, what a story to tell.
True that.
What would you tell your 18-year-old?
My 18-year-old who left
before going to Canada, or you go a year after?
Well, put it this way. I would do it again all over. Everything that happened. I went through a devaluation in Mexico where my parents told me to come back, and I said no because I was going to find a way to make it work. I had to do odd jobs. I had to get bursaries and scholarships and study the whole thing. I would do it all over again, the same way, because it taught me so much. So what I would tell myself is, do not change the way you are with respect to focusing on what you want and making sure things happen. Although that has been criticized on me throughout my life of the way I am and how authentic, unique, transparent, and say things as they are and make things happen the way I make things happen. It's been criticized and it's been praised. And there's many times where I thought, I have to change. I should adapt. I would tell her never. Don't.
I think change through university is inevitable. But change as who you are, like your values, essence. Your beliefs, your essence, the soul.
Yeah.
Like don't change for anyone.
No.
You are perfect as you are.
No, don't. Like unless you're a bitch.
Oh. Sorry. No, it's fine. It's okay. We love.
Yeah, we love all people, love so nices and colors. No, if you're a bitch, do change.
Yes.
Or an ass. Or a cunt. But besides that, no, like embrace who you are. Embrace, because I did it. Yes, it caused me a lot of headaches. Yes, it caused me pain, but it also caused me the most rewarding moments in my life, and I would do it again, all over again, just as I did. I regret nothing. And so yes, keep that in mind. And just so you know, there is what do you say, moraleja?
A moral?
A moral to the story. There is a moral to all of this. Listening to this, it's impossible not to think about how many organizations say they want brilliant, driven, independent people, and then reward just availability over boundaries, silence over clarity, and sacrifice over sustainability. Maya's experience isn't exceptional, isn't unique, sorry. It's what talent looks like before it enters the work system. The question for the companies, for the area of people, isn't how to attract profiles like this. It's how not to waste them, how to make sure that they shine and they become part of our organization, because this is the future. This is the future candidate that we'll be searching for. So listen to their experiences. And I think if we empathize with them, we will be seeing our candidates, interviewing them, developing them, helping them, motivating them in so different manners than what we're doing right now. So thank you, Monkey. Thank you for being here.
Of course.
And
anytime. I'm getting paid, right?
As if it's not another fucking university. See you next Thursday. Bye. Abur.
Si te gustó el episodio, compártelo por WhatsApp o al link Pipo con 2 grandes razones, y así lograr que más gente se entere del contenido. Suscríbete en Spotify y activa las notificaciones, O en YouTube, dale a la campanita para enterarte de todos los episodios de estreno y dale una calificación de 5 estrellas para que más gente pueda encontrarlo. Sígueme en Instagram, People con 2 grandes razones, y platícame qué temas te gustaría escuchar.